All right, everyone. This next poet, he was on our inaugural team that went to the 2010 Brave New Voices International Poetry Slam and Convention in Los Angeles. This cat is so bad that year he actually qualified for the adult team, but he couldn't go because he wasn't old enough. That's how bad this cat is. Okay, you can catch him every once in a while up in Flagstaff slamming. I hope he mentions the Thursday Slam, maybe. Okay, we know another cat that's going to mention the Thursday Slam too, so don't you worry about that. Okay. But please, without further ado, welcome up Mr. David Black.
Before I begin, I'd like to just commend Chris Lane on his choice of microphone. You always have the best taste. I just want to make love to this in front of you all. Okay. I'm not going to try adjusting this. Fuck it. God is a cocaine addict. Every morning, he lays out Jackson Pollock paintings on his mirror, chops them up with his razor blade, and shoots them up his nose with the Hubble Space Telescope. I want to fill my head with stars, he says. I sit across from him in the living room of his apartment on the 7th floor of a crumbling apartment complex called Heaven. The plumbing leaks, and the lights flicker too much. There are mercy-colored stains and chips in the wallpaper. There's a stench in the room that smells like the blood-soaked road to cavalry coming from the pizza on his table that's growing mold in 5 different colors. It's not much, but it's all he's ever had to call home. He's got a sorrowful cigarette draped in the fingers of his right hand and a 40-ounce bottle of emptiness in his left. His hands are rough. They're carpenter's hands. Hands that look like they tried to build something great in 7 days, but had some trouble laying the foundation, so things turn out to be a little bit unsteady. His eyes remind me of the Red Sea. I want to part them and walk across the sandy floor, peaceful and beautiful, just like a soul leaving the lungs of a dying man. The tears falling down his cheeks in slow motion are filled with the sparkling dreams of all of the people who've stopped believing in him. And his lips are cracked and bleeding like eroding scriptures, and he's got quite a story to tell. So he snorts another line, lights up another cigarette, and speaks. In the beginning, he says, I took a dream and I made it into a world. There was light and darkness, land and sea, and I was content. I didn't know what she would grow up to be, but I knew that she had so much potential. I could see the sparkle in the center of your eyes, and I could feel the weight in your footsteps. And by the time you had left the garden, I had started writing you postcards that said, wish you were here. Greetings from Eden. Since then, I've been a bit of a dick. I've become someone that I never thought I would be. My blood's run cold, and I've been wandering through my days, throwing them away like crumpled up pieces of paper. I've got nothing in my name except for a 2,000-year-old book of poems and an ocean's worth of regrets. I tried to be a better person, but I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. After all, I made you in my image. I keep running from my past like a plague of locusts. And at the same time, I'm burning the bridges leading to my future. I am hopeless. So I walk across water and try to drown myself, but I just can't get the fucking job done. And my smile is cracked and broken, smashed into pieces like gravestones, and I've been abandoned. And I know that I've abandoned others. So every morning when I grind up Jackson Pollock's masterpieces into powder on my mirror, that mirror stares back at me and screams, why the fuck have you forsaken me? And in this dark night of my soul, there is nothing left for me. I just want to feel the sun on my face again, like the way I used to when I was beautiful. So build me a church made out of the bones of my rib cage. Carve a pipe organ from my throat. Pour my blood into the stained glass windows and make me beautiful again. He sighs and he lowers his head and, well, I feel sorry for him. After a few seconds, he rises, shows me to the door and opens it. Thanks for listening. Not a lot of people have the time to listen anymore. Before I can leave, he pulls me aside. One more thing. I haven't heard from my son in a while. We haven't spoken since the crucifixion. I hope that someday he learns to forgive me. And God wept.